Potiphar is this unjust, ungodly heathen man whose loyalty lies with Pharaoh. And yet he knows blessing. He knows bounty because of the goodness of God for the sake of Joseph. Take Joseph out of the picture. Take Joseph out of Potiphar's house, and there's no blessing, and there's no increase, but there's just struggle. And this opens up many lines of thought. But let me give you what is termed as common grace. Common grace is not saving grace. Rather, it is God's blessing, God's goodness, God's kindness, God's mercy, both to the saved and the unsaved. It is common grace, if you want to say, it is God taking care or providing for His creation in a general sense. That's what common grace is. That's why, sinner in the meeting, if you're not saved, you should still be thankful for provisions that God gives. You should still be thankful for the air that you breathe, for the day that God has given you. That comes down to God's common grace, God's general grace, God's goodness, both to the saved and the unsaved. Again, the Lord spoke of this in Matthew chapter 5, verse 45. For He maketh the sun to rise on the evil and on the good. He sendeth the rain on the just and the unjust. And so God, in common grace, He sustains, He supplies for His creation. He has promised, He upholds all things by the word of His power, because all things were created by Him and for Him. Again, Genesis chapter 8, verse 22. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. So all these things are in the promise of God, God's common grace. But common grace, as I said, is not saving grace.